Blue, okay, what's up? So this is gonna be my second time recording this video. I'm being totally honest. I got really excited about the movie and started talking about stuff, and I completely went on a rampage. And then the video was like 13 minutes long, and I didn't know how to end the video, and it was really awkward. So I'm re-recording and hoping that it goes better this time. Welcome to my Shang-Chi review. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It was in the title. You guys should have read it, paid attention to it. There's a spoiler warning. I really liked the movie, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't talk about things that I really like because I get excited, and I forget to censor things, and I will accidentally say something that is really important to the storyline, and if you're watching this thinking, oh, this is just going to be a review for people who haven't seen the movie, no, this is a review for people who have seen the movie, or people who don't care if the movie gets spoiled to them. So anyways, I'm going to dive right in. I thought it was phenomenal. In the grand scheme of the MCU, the 24 or so movies that there's been, I think it definitely is in the top, 7 or 8. I would put it right around where Black Panther is. Personally, I think it's a lot better than Black Panther just because I think Black Panther is overrated and the final battle got completely ruined with CGI. But, I mean, comparing it to other MCU movies, I think that it's one of the best origin stories we've seen in forever. I like the fact that it's non-linear and it has flashback sequences. And I like the way that it continues to come back to the same, one thing that happens in the movie. There's a defined point that is really important, and Shang-Chi, anytime he's slightly having issues, he goes back and sees it, and it doesn't get repetitive. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like it's shoved down your throat. It just shows characterization, and it was really moving. I thought it was a very touching movie, very emotional. All of the actors and actresses did phenomenal. I loved the chemistry. Literally, Shang-Chi and the guy who plays Shang-Chi's dad, they have some interactions where it's they don't even need to talk to each other. You can feel the energy and the kind of clash that they have against each other, and it was good. I really liked it. I was kind of worried about the whole cliche about a superhero going against his dad because his dad's a bad guy. But it was more complex than that. The characters were really, well written. I think that his father, being kind of a nice guy, even though he's done horrible things to his daughter and his son, him still, trying to be a decent person. And, the fact that he genuinely kind of wants to bring his family back together is a sweet thing. And it kind of, is nice and refreshing watching at the end of the movie when, right before his father dies, there's kind of, a moment where Shang-Chi is I see why you were trying to bring our family back together. And he kind of has that moment where he respects his father. And at the end of the movie, his father saves him. That's one of the last things he does before he dies. He saves Shang-Chi. And I think that it was a really bold move by Marvel to kill off his father. It kind of seemed like it was going to happen, but it seemed like it was going to be Shang-Chi killing his father, which would have been really cool as well. I feel like if that happened, nobody would have complained about it. It would have been really good. I think that the overall story was just perfection. I've never seen Shang-Chi. I had no idea what to expect going into it. It was phenomenal. Something that I do kind of like, a lot of people that I were talking to about the movie who have already seen it, they were kind of sad about how little they showed him just trying to live a normal life. But I think it was actually really well written, because the first 10-20 minutes he's just living in San Francisco as a normal dude, and then it just shows that he's having fun, living his life. He's an irresponsible person who likes to have fun. He's not I'm super mature and I have these strength and abilities, I gotta use them for good. And it's no, he likes to have fun. He gets drunk and does karaoke nights with his friend Katie. He's a cool, lovable character. The actor, I'm pretty sure his name is Simi Liu, something like that. Probably royally butchered his name, but he did a phenomenal job making a likable character. I am very excited to see Shang-Chi in future movies in the MCU. I really hope he shows up in a Disney Plus show that's coming out soon. I don't have a good idea for anyone that he would show up in, but I have a feeling we're not seeing him again until maybe Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and that's way too long to wait to see him again, so I'm kind of sad. Gonna be honest, I'm very sad about it. But overall, I give the movie a solid 9.2 rating. I think that it was a very, very solid movie. The characters were all phenomenal. The plot was phenomenal. I think that the villain was honestly like one of the top 5 villains in all of the MCU. Even though it was kind of like, in the end, he was like, was he really the bad guy? No. That's something that I like, is if you have a good villain, you should be able to see the villain's point of view and see why they're doing what they're doing. And they did a really, really good job with that. I really liked the mystical aspect. I thought that it was really annoying to me. There was like this one individual like plot continuity error that I noticed that really annoyed me. There was like a maze to get into like this mystical world that they went into, and every time we seen the maze, it's like it's going so fast that you could barely fit like one car down the pathway, but all of a sudden like the 10 rings, they could fit like 12 like Jeeps and like a little mini tank down that path, and it doesn't destroy them. That bothered me so much. I know that's like a really small thing, but that frustrated me so much. If you guys have seen the movie, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. Whenever CinemaStins does their everything wrong with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, that's probably going to be one of the things that's mentioned in it. But yeah, I do want to go ahead and say I predicted that Shang-Chi's mother was going to die in the movie, which probably was a very basic and easy thing to predict, but I was right. And not only was I right, that was one of the like strongest points in the movie, and that was like the flashbacks that they kept going back to. Her death was very, very important. It motivated Shang-Chi, it motivated Shang-Chi's father, it motivated pretty much the entire story. And I think that it was really, really cool the way that they did it, and the way that like at first they didn't mention her death, and then they're like, okay, and this is how she died, and then like they mentioned, oh no, but she's actually still alive, and oh this and oh that. And I like it because it's like implied things in movies is really, really nice. It's nice to have stuff where it's like, as a viewer, you get to watch it for the first time, you have to guess like, oh, is she still alive? Or, oh, maybe the father killed her. Or, oh, this happened. Or, oh, that happened. And it's fun because it leaves you on the edge of your seat until eventually you see what happens, how she dies. And it's really a tragic story, but I think that it was really beautiful how they kind of like showed the night that she died slowly throughout the movie in different flashback scenes, and then her actual death scene was just beautiful. Everything about the movie, cinematic excellence. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I was kind of surprised by the mid-credit scenes, some of the characters that showed up. It shows like, what it seems like they're going to be doing this one running gag with one of the characters. I'm kind of like not liking the idea of it, because I'm like, don't get me wrong, it was kind of funny the first time, but now it's kind of like, no. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys get to go see Shang-Chi and you guys enjoyed that too. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.